you doing, Ray? What up, guys?
Hello.
Live streams now, baby.
Right now, Wild Pony.
All right.
Don't you love his profile picture?
I haven't seen it.
It's Devon when he's like, his face is all, because he's arm wrestling.
Dave?
Dave.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Maybe I did see it.
Yeah, it looks rough.
I like it.
It's scary, actually. Like something that nightmares might be made out of.
I'm the only one who gives people nightmares.
Anyway, so
all right.
this time, baby.
I know where it's at, baby.
Okay.
WAL 505 recap.
Hey, yeah, 505 recap and what is coming in for 506. So, just like 504, we were there for 505. We were in
4 hours away. You couldn't, I had to go, right?
Had to go. And plus, the Gorilla was on the pre-card.
Yeah, so we had to go support that.
Jeff Hale, a longtime friend of the Monster.
Man, 14, 15 years probably.
They date way back. Arm Wars, go watch some of that. You'll see them in each other's corner quite a lot. So, how'd it feel getting the whole team back together?
No, it was awesome. It was a great experience, man. It was rough on the Corey match. Paul Passmore was just stronger than I thought he was going to be. And it helped us out a lot. It helped us find a hole that we did not know was there for Corey.
And that's what losses give you.
Yeah, I mean, we just didn't know because his training was so comparable to mine and the strengths that it gives me. I didn't realize that there was a hole in that lane.
Which was from here.
Well, it's just a drag hook, someone attacking and a hooking motion. So, yeah. Corey is very good against someone who's going to try to top roll because he's used to me top rolling, right? So the more I top roll him, the stronger his hand and wrist gets. I rarely attack him this way, right? Into his bicep, turning his palm up. And what we realized is we have to start having more matches, more practices with Bruce Jones.
Bruce Jones!
Yeah, Bruce came back.
Y'all got to help me with a name. I haven't named him yet.
I was sitting there with him for about 30 minutes trying to come up with one yesterday. We just can't think of anything that fits yet, you know?
Yeah.
But he's a bad dude. So he came out to Arkansas State yesterday, won convincingly right and left, overall right and left. So if we can get me, Corey, Bruce, and have Big E come up, the four of us get together and train, I think everyone's going to grow and get better. I'm 38 days out right now. What's up, baby?
Not my monkeys, not my circus. Juggernaut's already taken.
Yeah, I think so. Because I thought about the Juggernaut Jones.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, yeah. All in all, that was a little heart-wrenching, but at the same time, we learned from it, and all props to Paul Passmore. He pulled out a very impressive win. But before that match was Cody Dollar and Bill Logsdon, and I actually called Cody Dollar for the win, and Bill Logsdon just showed out. What he showed was an experience of competing on a high stage level in front of the lights. You know, he's done Game of Arms, he's done multiple Vegas, multiple WAL. It's just different, and that was something Corey hasn't. That was Corey's second super match.
Super chat already. Bench press and beer. Looking forward to good content in the time coming. Needs more training videos. Even these chats are awesome as well. Oh, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Bench Press and Beer.
You're going to be following Michael Todd all the way to finals through training videos, and the Gorilla. The Gorilla's got a lot more coming up as well.
Yeah, she was actually getting tired of me. Well, you can't keep shooting the same training video over and over. And I'm like, honey, it's the progression.
His training doesn't really change.
I don't ever
the weight
change. I just keep increasing the weight. Right now, we're primed to do next week. This week, tomorrow, will be our second heaviest back circuit we've ever completed. And then the following week, we'll duplicate the one we did.
See you soon, Slick Silver. Go ahead.
The week before, I pulled Dave, and then I hope to progress 2 more workouts past that. So 20 pounds stronger on back than I've ever been by the time I come into finals. But yeah, it's a constant progression. One of the things that was very, Bruce and I played around yesterday. We went out to the gym after Arkansas State. I put the Country Crush on the seated row. And previously, we're going to have to do that circuit soon, and I hope to decrease that by 10 pounds. I went out there and I did 32 reps with the whole stack on the Country Crush. To me, that was a very impressive, just shows that the improvement's there in the strength, because it's 3 more weeks probably, 30, 40, 50, then 60. So it just gave me that positiveness that the strength is there and it's going to continue to get better. I know we're off topic, but I'm just talking about 506. Okay, back to 505. Thank you very much for the super chat. We appreciate the support. 505. So Bill Logsdon, very impressive win. A lot of hand control.
Very dominant.
Very strong. Paul Passmore, Corey West, great match. Like I said,
That was a fantastic match, okay? Paul Passmore did come out with a win, but Gorilla showed a ton of progression.
Oh, I mean, well, we knew it.
Yeah.
We knew that he was not the same person that the last time he pulled Paul.
That was just November,
But
guys.
apparently Paul isn't either. Apparently
Right.
Paul's continuing to get better. I didn't know if he'd see the same kind of improvements that Corey has, but he's seen enough to still come out on top, so it was
Right.
impressive.
Right.
And obviously Corey and I'll be rooting for him in all of his upcoming super matches because the more people he beats, the better it makes Corey look, right? But yeah, so it was very cool, very cool. First match of the card on the main card, Quinlan Mendez and Danny Tesh. I do think there might have been a couple of, I didn't get to go back and watch it, I was watching it live. There was a couple times that Quinlan got elbow fouls, and I'm not sure if they were elbow fouls, I don't know. But like I said previously, Danny Tesh is strong. Once he sinks and secures that hook, he's a very joint, strong, powerful individual. So,
And was this his first WAL?
yeah, he had first one. So we had Ryan Bowen at 504, and then you have Danny Tesh at 505.
But in his, I guess an advantage for him is he was able to chat with and maybe even train with Ryan Bowen, who has been to WAL.
No,
That was one of the things that I wanted to say is what a lot of people do not realize, like in the case of some of our pullers at 505, if it is their first time and it's their first time being in that situation, it's very daunting. And you already have your adrenaline going. You might go in there with a game plan, but sometimes that gets shot as soon as you're out there in the bright lights in the crowd and it's loud and, you know, it's just different. And if you have not practiced WAL setups, WAL ready goes, and WAL rules, you're already at a disadvantage.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That we're gonna talk about that here in just a little bit of the Hermes and Matt Mass match.
Yeah.
But yeah, so first match on the card, Danny Tesh, Quinlan Mendez. A lot of heart by Quinlan, but amazing performance by Danny. Second match on the card.
Wait a minute, Quinlan, still mad at you, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah, that wasn't
Okay.
funny. It wasn't funny. He was telling us
Lied to
afterwards
me.
that he was told if he didn't win, he was no longer in WL. And he got Rebecca and I believing it. And
I was all
like,
sad.
Oh man, that's not true. He goes, no, I'm just messing with you. And I was like,
Asshole.
oh, what a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But all right, so second match. Wow. Wow.
Wasn't
I
expected.
picked Victoria to win.
I didn't.
She picked Tatiana,
I did.
but I had no clue she could do it like that.
No. I mean, I don't even think you called it 3-0. Didn't you call it 3-2?
I don't remember.
3
I
points?
don't
What
know.
the-
I did not, and especially match 3.
And I swear, I just thought Michael was calling Victoria because he wanted, you know, he was a fan of seeing more sports bra videos. But it's truth, as it turns out.
She's a
Don't
good
even
kid.
lie. Shut up. So, anyways, I thought that's what he wanted to say. Well, apparently he was watching somebody get stronger.
Yeah, she was. I kept seeing the progression in all of her videos. She I put everything that I'm doing is on YouTube. I have no secrets. You just have to outwork me. That's it. You can see exactly what I'm doing. You can see exactly where my strength's at. You can see exactly everything about me. You just have to be willing to put in more work. So
I think it's Mrs. Monster.
that dude's an idiot.
you're
And that would be JT is who I'm talking to.
JT, you're an idiot.
Jerry has no chance.
What?
Okay.
We're not
go
to
ahead.
that part yet.
Go ahead. All right. So amazing performance, and I think that was the performance of the night. Actually,
I do too.
I think
I
that was
agree.
the performance of the night because that was very
So
very,
dominating
very
and
impressive.
so unexpected. And I'll tell you what, Bart turned around and he said, I never would have had money on it going that way.
No, that was super impressive.
Very impressive. Because Tatiana she's like legit.
Legit.
I mean,
Okay, so
yeah.
She's got a great top row outside move. I didn't know if Victoria's hand and wrist would hold up like it did, but my God, it was strong.
And we just happened to be in her corner because
Yeah.
I was there and
You were in Tatiana's corner.
Yeah, I got to rub on her arms just a little bit, and I'm like, Michael, do you got any words of advice for her? He goes, top row, like your life depends on it.
Yeah. Hey, what else can you do, right?
Thanks for that. And by
Um,
the way, there's already a huge language issue, you know, like the language gap, whatever.
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
We couldn't
Yes.
communicate very well.
No, that because her, she speaks Portuguese and we don't. So the
Felt
next.
sorry for Danny because he won on fouls. He would want to win with a pin. Anybody wants to
We
win
all
with a
win on
pin.
pins, right?
But if you win on fouls, it's like in 503 last year, or 403 last year, Michael asked Jerry, is that really how you want to win? Because Jerry won on fouls, right? He's like,
Yep, absolutely. I'll take that. You know, let's end this thing right now. I'm out of here. But yeah, so that I think was performance of the night. Second, I'm gonna go jump real quick. Second performance of the night would have been Jerry coming back after the long round 2 and still getting the flash pin in round 2. But the outstanding performance from some guy who
match
did not win.
Of the night.
No, the outstanding performance for someone who did not come out the victor is the Angry Bird.
Holy shit! Did you guys even?
Adam Wilmot.
So
Congrats,
many,
young man. Very impressive.
So many just counted him out. They were like, "Oh my God, it's just gonna be a wasteland of bones and muscle just torn off everywhere because the Hellraiser's gonna do him in." It was a war.
Dude. Okay, so that is what I consider the match of the night. I'm in Hellraiser's corner. You know, obviously you saw me in several people's corner. Jeff had asked me a month or 2 back, hey, would you be in my corner? Absolutely. And, you know, I was obviously in Corey's corner because he's my training partner. But actually, I literally threatened bodily harm against the Hellraiser if he loses another match. You know
yes, before he gets too far into that, Jeff comes over to me afterwards and he goes, man, I'm so glad Michael was here. He turned that thing around. It's just like the old days. It had me pumped, made me feel like Arm Wars time. It was exactly what I needed. What words of inspiration must he have said? Or was it just that I don't know, because Michael is pretty technical. He can see at any point in a match what someone needs to do to win, right? So that must have been the advice. So I'll go to Michael. I was like, Michael, what did you say to Jeff to turn that thing around? And this is what he said. You just go ahead.
I can't say the profanities.
You don't have to drop the F-bomb, but basically he told him, if you lose this match, I will kick your ass. Just like that.
But way more hostile and more Bulgarian.
And he actually...
Like, I did not come here to your house to watch you lose.
In front of your family.
One more match, I'm going to beat them. I was serious as shit, too. I was like, dude, all these people are here for you.
Yeah.
You cannot come here and get swept 3-0.
Right.
That would be horrible.
Right? So, woke the Hellraiser up, and he pulled some stuff out. Awesome. Super chat. What is your current riser and curl training weight? And did Brezink always kind of just go for a rely on a hook his cup, even against your King's move? Again, because I'm an inch taller than John, but I'm already over 200. S Stormer 454.
First off, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate the support. My riser training is basically the top curl. I do my last circuit of my arm workout every week is the top curl for 30 reps. Once I'm already fatigued, and it's just keeping that hand while I'm curling, right? My curl weights, the heaviest circuit I did before Dave was 170 on the fat handle hammer curl bar, and I did 30 reps of that. My goal is to do a minimum of 180 before the finals. And on that note, we have recently partnered with Lucas Raymond on building the Monster curl bar.
Yes.
And it's also going to have
coming to you.
Also going to have revolving handles so that when you curl up, you can curl, crank your wrist on the handles. That's a bar that I had developed probably 12, 13 years ago. And doesn't she have a great smile?
Thank you.
Yeah, cute little butt too. But yeah, so that bar is going to be available. He's going to send me a couple out for me to test it out. But I think there's already quite a bit of demand for it. I'm telling you, if what you want in your hammer curl, right, or your riser in your curl, is a bar that does not allow you to rest your hand. Meaning, there's no lip around the top. There's no bar for you to ride your hand against. You can only curl what you can hold on to. And arm wrestling is not about squeezing strength; it's about clamping strength. So I wrap the thumb, clamp the bar, crank my wrist, and I curl. And that thing wants to slide out. So you can only curl what you can hold on to, and that's what makes that bar so difficult, but it's also working multiple things at the same time. I'm a guy who wants to be as efficient as possible, #lazy. If I can make it work with the least amount of work, where I can incorporate as much things as possible, that's what I'm doing, that's what that bar does. So it's an amazing bar. Contact Lucas Raymond. Arm Assassins or something like I don't know his actual website. I'll have to get that, but we'll post it later.
I'll put it in the description.
Yeah, later. So that's what I do. As far as John Brezink, he had no idea how to beat my King's move. He's only after he had a 2-minute match with Jerry Cadorrette, so I'm not gonna answer that. Nah, so he does have a lot of cup, but John did everything. John, a lot of cup, a lot of rise. I mean, John can do every technique in the world. So I don't think he focused on one thing. I'm sure he had his go-to move, and then he would just adjust according to who he was pulling.
So
503, Jeff Hell, amazing job. 505, third match, Jeff Hell, amazing job. 504, Hernas Gasperini had messaged me about 2 weeks ago.
504.
505. I don't know what I'm talking about. Fourth match, 505. We'll get it eventually. Had messaged me. He said he's going to be here with just his girlfriend and asked me if I'd work his corner.
And I just want to say, just because we're in someone's corner doesn't mean we're against the other person, except for in Jeff Hell's case and then in Corey's case, okay? But just because we were in Ermie's corner didn't mean we were against Mask. Ermie's just asked. And Michael's going to be supportive to anybody in place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem. Hell, there's a very good chance I'm pulling Jerry in 38 days, and I was working his corner. You know,
because he asked.
Yeah. He's like, hey, would you work my corner? I'm like, okay, let's do it, whatever. So Hermes, very, very strong young man. Not sure he's back 100% after his surgery, but what I did see and what my advice was in his corner was just to fight, right? You are not going to get what you want.
In WAL,
you're not unless you're Devon or somebody who is good at like cheating the setup and manipulating the setup. I'm not even that good at that. I just want as fair a start as possible, and I prepare for worst case scenario always. So I never prepare for me to get everything. So all I need to do is just get them off my knuckle, straighten them up, and somebody say go, and let's get this thing rolling. And what I feel like Hermes' failure was, he wasn't prepared for the different rules. He wasn't prepared for the extra 2 inches on the back of the pad that Matt was going to be able to explode. And he, instead of just biting down with his hand and burying his elbow and being in the match, he was uncomfortable and just more of a complaint about, it wasn't a fair setup. What's not going to be? I mean, it's not Bart's fault. It's not anybody's fault.
You have to be able to arm wrestle.
It's arm wrestling entertainment, right? This is not just arm wrestling for the purists. This is arm wrestling entertainment, and we can't sit here and jack around forever in the setup. And you're gonna do it as fair as possible, and it's gonna be close your thumb, close your hands, go, right? So it's just getting used to that format.
The language barrier, I think, was huge.
Oh, I think that hurt him too.
It hurt him a lot because he couldn't understand exactly what Bart was telling him, and Michael was telling his translator, and his translator was then telling him, and that it doesn't actually all translate well, right?
All I know is Hermes is don't let this discourage you at all.
Do not. And you are free to still bring us over, and we'll train with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always
get
welcome.
you ready.
We're always happy to come to Italy.
Get you ready for WAL.
That young man is strong and has an amazing future, and this is just one little setback. So that dude was awesome.
Absolutely.
505 main event match, right? Jerry Cadorrette, Todd Hutchins. And
now you went into this really thinking you thought it was going to be 3-0 one way or the other.
That's what I said.
And it was.
Yeah.
But
it almost turned out into a 3-1.
It did. It was really close.
But,
and then you actually were just about to convince me that it was going to be Todd Hutchins.
I thought Todd. Okay, so I was expecting a 250-pound Todd, 249 pounds. I'm not saying that the extra 15 pounds would or would not have made a difference.
He came in 13 pounds lighter than the last event.
He was 235 versus 249, so he actually came in 14 pounds lighter.
Than in the last event.
Yeah, so I was not expecting that. He still has as much side pressure as pretty much anyone out there, so you can never underestimate Todd Hutchins. I think the first match, for one, I don't think he expected Jerry to be as fast as he is. Jerry is very fast. Jerry has everything. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of power, and a lot of endurance. So he's a person who will fight to the bitter end. Even in round 2, when Todd had him in just a horrible, horrible position, with blood running out of Jerry's nose, he's still fighting, right? And even when they stopped the match, gave him a chance. Ooh, thunderstorm. All right, we're gonna have some dogs barking for a minute. So, yeah. It was very impressive pulling by Todd Hutchins. I feel like he rushed it in the second match when he slipped. I think once you had that position, instead of just dragging the pin, he should have just held and then maybe bled Jerry in a worse position. All I'm thinking now is how big that forearm looks. But so seriously, that was amazing. Amazing performance by Todd.
What did you say to Jerry?
I told Jerry when he came back with his nose bleeding, I'm like, listen, you have 2 options. One is either flash him on go Or 2 is that once he busts your hands, he's got 2 fouls. Just keep pushing him towards the back of that pad. As long as his elbow stays on the pad and it's not like a jerking motion to push him, that constant pressure would force Todd to be more focused on his elbow placement versus trying to pin him. So I said you have to, flash him on go or just continue with that pressure, pushing him towards the back of the pad. And he flashed him, and then he got the ready go start round 3 and did the same thing. So very impressed. I'm impressed with both guys. I'm impressed with Jerry's resilience and ability to come right back and drive that press. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was draining. I was so freaking tired after that whole
Dude,
show.
that show wrecked me. It was really weird. I think I had a lot of emotion and a lot of adrenaline dump after Corey's match.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Hell, I did not expect to have to scream that hard at Jeff. So it's for real. I didn't see that coming. And then I guess,
drive home,
everything. For some reason that match wrecked me. I came home, we trained clients. I did my 4th heaviest shoulder circuit I've ever done, so that was great.
And then we had Arkansas State
yesterday. So today's a recovery day. We're going to go hit the pool after this.
Congrats to all the participants from Arkansas
Yesterday
State.
we had
Jacob
Zupo. Young man, very good kid, great heart. Left-handed match, ready to go. I didn't have time to do anything, and he broke his arm yesterday. Praying for a full and speedy recovery to that young man. Says he'll be back pulling right hand at the Monster Michael Todd Classic, November 2nd, 3rd, which is sponsored by Country Crush. If you guys want any good Country Crush handles, use Monster10 for a 10% discount code. If you want a combat arm sports table, half table, arm wrestle, whatever, combat arm sports, or no, Monster10 for a 10% discount.
Before you get into all of those, let's talk some more, okay?
Well, we just finished
Before
505.
people just start turning off, okay? We just finished 505, but I want to talk about what everybody
I was trying to save them money.
What everybody wants to know.
What do they want to know?
Is it indeed, for sure, 100% certain that it's going to be Jerry, or are they going to go with the fan favorite, Devon Larratt?
Okay, so Jerry and I talked about it, and he was told if he beat Todd, he was going to get the call, right? I believe that's the case. I'm a little surprised at this point they haven't announced the cards yet, so I'm hoping they're not, I don't know.
Reneging?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe they're trying to figure out the light heavyweight championship match. Maybe they're just waiting to get all the stuff lined up in Jerry's for sure.
Because normally it would have been just announced that night.
They announced me and Devin that night, midnight, whatever. But maybe they're just having some issues and trying to figure out what's the match going to be for the light heavyweights or the ladies or what's going to make, maybe it's not all about me. But I suspect it's going to be me and Jerry. So I'm what?
Go ahead.
Oh, I suspect it's going to be me and Jerry. Jerry's a very strong guy. I haven't had any concerns. Even since our last match, I felt like I had everything I needed to win. It's just, unfortunately, I got injured in match 2. He did flash me. The first match was the only time in our arm wrestling career he's ever flashed me. Even in 1995, when we pulled in Daytona Beach, I took his hand and he shoved me off. I went off the pad twice, whether he shoved me off the pad or whatever. But I never got flashed by him. And so he definitely busted me that first match. After that, I didn't feel that I was in danger. I felt like I was doing my normal thing, holding, rock, climb, transition. I got everything to here, and I just never could make that adjustment. I mean, whatever the injury was, where my hand broke, for some reason, I couldn't overcome it.
And I can't understand that, because I've asked him over and over.
She's asked me over and over.
Can you not just push past the pain? Okay, come on.
I felt like it was
I've had kids, I've had kidney stones, and sometimes you just got to push past the pain. What do you mean you couldn't?
I felt like it was paralyzing my arm and would not allow me to. I mean, it was a tingling that went through all the way into my hand that would not. Every time I went to twist, it would just paralyze that part of my hand. So I'm sitting there yelling to Rebecca, something tore my hand. Have y'all WL members thought about stem cells?
Thank you for the super chat,
Thank
Stormer
you so much.
454.
I actually have and was going to this season, but I had to be off all supplements for 8 or 12 weeks. Like all my omega-3s, everything. Like I couldn't be on anything. And I thought I'd just wait till the season's over and try to get that, because they told me that it could help me with some range of motion. If I could ever get my fist to come close to my hand, that'd be amazing. But yeah, thank you very much for the super chat support. Morton
are crazy. People always relate the King's move to injuries. Is there a typical injury related to it? Which bone tendon tends to fail? Can't wait for the match.
Okay, so King's move is just an open style top roll, right? Mine is a King's move, not because my arm doesn't straighten this way. It's a king's move because I can't get higher than this, right? This is as high as I can rise my hand. Where with this arm, I can bring it all the way to here, right? So you see, there's a difference, huge difference in how far I can come back.
Which, by the way, someone was asking, can you not hook with Jerry? Look at that again.
Okay, so
show him really closely.
Okay, so if I want to hook you, this is my hook here. See how
Left-handed.
tight, right?
See how close this is?
This is my hook here. I cannot
See
physically
how
get any closer than this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be at a disadvantage accessing my power right there. Now, if I wanted to shoulder press Jerry, my left-handed shoulder press is right here. That's the move, right? That's all I have to do. My right-handed press, I literally have to turn my whole body. Jerry's so fast that I would get caught underneath him, right?
Not a good plan.
It's a horrible plan. I would love to be able to press him because in 2007, the one match I beat him at the NAL, I shoulder pressed his shoulder press. But that was before all the, I had more, I could come, I would just run, and I dove right in on him and shoulder press him. I can't do that move against someone who can access their power faster than me. But who's out that we got the super chat from? Because I'm still not done answering the question.
That is Morton
Oh,
Crazy.
Morton Crazy. Yeah. Thanks again. Thanks a lot for the support. What it is for me is it's limited range of motion here. So for me to get the height, I have to drop. I have to drop to rise my hand higher.